Hello, James and Kirsty. Today I'm going to introduce Yarrabilba twin house design. So within the 15-minute city and circular economy, so all the facility and the community need to be self-sustainable. So getting no matter the community needs, the products, waste and recycle circle, and the personal needs for all different kind of space for multi-generation house. Everything need to be located within the Yarrabilba community. The community spirits it interprets as people from 4 directions: north, east, west and south. They all gather together and as a meeting place for them to sing a song together. So with the Yarrabilba symbol and a place to meet, and the place need to be feel like a home with respect to the nature and Queensland Sun State. It works out the building need to be a mixed use of public building and residential property with community-friendly gathering space which approaches nature landscape and hugging the sunlight. In this case, the community hall with encircled courtyard would be the best solution to respond to 15 minutes city and the circular economy. The concept statements Yarrabilba twin house and the mixed-use scheme can provide affordable large multifunction space with residential property and sunlight courtyard placed at the back to make the place feel like home comfort. That will help both community and residents to achieve unique work, live, play within self-sustained social and environmental friendly community. So basically all the concept development is from the previous page, and the concept reference image from the work, live, play lifestyle. And in addition, for the sun courtyard, I have borrowed the inspiration from Sihe Yuan, which is the symbolic Chinese traditional architecture. All those buildings are actually encircled the courtyard, no matter they are tenants or those merchants or the house owner itself, which will be useful to understand mixed use case. The concept development, as you can see from the previous page, I have developed the private and public space for the with the courtyard in the center. Once it got Yarrabilba symbol deformation following the Yarrabilba's symbol, and then I balance the public and private space to make it even. With the timber deck, they connect both public and private space, although they got a defined border. And in order to define the public space, the community hall is slightly higher by 1.5 meters to the private property to show people that's the public place, that's the place where people should go. So I have used 3 exemplars. The Dion Cafe, which showing you the private part is solid and the public part will be the curtain wall glazing, and the private and public floor plans, the floor areas are 50% equal. And you can see for those windows and windows for public space and private space is the size difference, and the timber deckings which I have applied under Queensland context. So second one is the black house. It actually showing the relationship. So as you can see, the whole big space is actually connected, circulated through the timber deck, and those places use the curtains and partitions to separate space or join the space to form a giant place. And the circulation place can be used for music, leisure activities, slide electronic gates, which is more helpful for car-driven community, which is not for the Yarrabilba case. And for the sun courtyard, the shading, the structure from the building will provide a shading during the different time of the day. And you can see once the door opens, this can connect the external space, residential place, and the internal courtyard into one space. And those space connects to the landscape will be the transparent ones, and the private part, which doesn't want people to see, it will be the solid part. And for the community functions, I've applied the Kura Community Hall. As you can see, people still using the timber decks as the buffer in between the external landscape and internal space. And it's also the timber flooring, which is elder friendly. Those timber flooring will be skip treated, so no one will fall over. As you can see, the entry is actually pretty high. Once it gets to the internal space, it will getting gradually lower. And the view for the external place, once it's opened up, it will be getting a view to the public landscape. For Yarrabilba case, this will be the Newman Park. The public functions, as you can see, the community hall is pretty much a multi-function hall. It can be used for education, entertainment, work use of conference, shared office, functions, weddings, parties, special events, exchanging the market, community use exercise. Because for the Yarrabilba community, it's got a circular economy where people grow the food at their backyard. If they got excess food or if they want food from the other families, at the weekend, the community hall in the twin house, it will open for the residents for them to exchange stocks. This will complete the circle of circular economy. And the basic needs for the community hall, a kitchen and storage, that will be helpful, and the toilets definitely for large events where people need to solve their problem. The design analysis, as you can see, the place got the Yarrabilba community got small covered place, small enclosed space, large uncovered space. But for the large enclosed space, they got the place in the community, but it is not really that price friendly, because it will cost like $200 per hour from the local hotels. So the Yarrabilba Twin House Community Hall, it will be the community dominated use and with reasonable price as well. As you can see, the 15 minutes range, all these blue lines will cover in the foot range, and the big one will be the bicycle one. Basically, the all current Yarrabilba community will be covered in the 15 minutes bike range. And that's the side views. And definitely the landscape view to the Norman Park, it should be also the one for the public as well, so that's where the public one should be located. I've tried the three options, but which will be self-explanatory on my design brief. So after I work out the relationship, pretty much the public, landscape, and also the private, and another private landscape for the residential users if they want to get a retreat and keep away from the noise of public. So as you can see my site plan, and that's the roof plan where the roof materials is slightly a bit different to distinguish between the two spaces. And the floor plan is pretty much self-explanatory, and that's all the flooring materials. As you can see, I used the soft oak timber for the internal and also the community hall space, and the timber decking connect all the exterior and interior space. As you can see, the circulation when people residents comes home, they drop their stuff in the bedroom, take a shower, and go to the kitchen, cook a dinner, and have dinner, and while watching the internal courtyard view. If they want to have some home theater at the late night where no one uses the community hall, then the community hall will be a home entertainment place for them. As you can see, the community hall got 4 modes. Daily use mode, which is for all different activities during the day. Completely family large events for the residents, which is the benefits. And also neighborhood friendly if you want to invite the neighbors where you are familiar with them, so they can access part of your family space. And if you want to open up a large community space that's for like a stock exchange, then you can just open up and close the part of the road, the internal road, which will not disturb the public use as well. So external perspective view, and that's the facade material: black brick from the black house, timber flooring deck, curtain wall, the dark aluminium. This is the transition between the black brick wall and to the public space. So this one is the toilet, which still indicates like an undesired place. You don't want to attract people to come to there. So that's all the major internal materials. It's pretty much using the same ones. So that's all the elevations and all the sections. Internal floor plan where you can get the projector. So that's from the north, so from the east view. That's from the view from the north. So where you're standing on the deck, if you want to have a look at the community, that's the view. The courtyard once it's open, standing at the kitchen. So all the other views are pretty self-explanatory. If you want to say hello to your neighbors, where you can stand in your premises and do a big greetings, it's pretty casual. If you want to invite them closer, there's plenty of space for you to use as well. And a pretty harmony space once you enter the residential entry. So for now, I'll show you running through around the model for you, so you will get a bit better understanding for the space. So literally I got some buffers, almost like should be almost 4 meters. So this will actually getting the maximum use of the space. So the backyard, which is slightly a bit closer as well. So it will be around probably around 2 meters or to the other property boundaries. So you also got the bicycle racks, because this is the 15 minutes the bicycle drive community. So you can park your bikes around here. So where people want to enter, they can enter from the public entry. The residential one, as you can see, it stops people coming in, and also got a tree to cover a bit to the internal courtyard to get some sort of privacy. But if they want even more private, they can actually install curtains down here, so that will be really easy to install and affordable as well. So that's another residential entry. So all those undesired place, I'll use the mosaic glasses, and those transparent one, the 4.5 meter high community hall with it will get a pretty good light penetration, especially early in the morning from the east sun. And this is the view towards the Newman Park. So they got a retaining wall down here as well. So for now, that's the internal courtyard, and a bit back retreat space, clothes hangers, and also shed as well. The study will get a bit view for those landscape down here, which needs the landscape consultants to get a bit more modifications. All those backs circulation will get a timber decking for the external area. And this is they also got the entry from the front door as well to enter the backyard, which is easier for them to getting the rubbish bin out to the street. Now I'll open up the internal space. I actually got a 2 bathroom. Those bathrooms are actually accessible for disabled persons, so definitely this house is for multi-generation. They got a courtyard for the kids, and they also got a working space for the youth, and for the family there's plenty. And for the aging one, all those timber decks got some kind of slope to the ground floor, so where the wheelchair can easily access. All the kitchens got a task lighting, which is the highest standards from the Landsley's living house guidelines, and the bedroom platinum standard as well. Study room, I put it for single bed, which is a pretty 3x3 standard ones. They also got a second bathroom if they want to use for the showers and the bath, so combined one to save space. And also you got the laundries, general storage, the living room, which is at the entry. If you want to have a look at the kids, you can just stand up from the sofa, the lounge, and have a look at the internal courtyard. Those glazing door accompanied with a curtain, so it's a bit good combination of open, close. This needs mathematicians to work out how many options they got available for both sides of those curtain walls. And for the public space, this corner, it can be used for the community hall or used as the storage for those furnitures. So they got the grills for the curtains. Columns have been installed according to the structure engineer advice, and all those lightings are above the table to get a bit task lighting. A mini kitchen, which will be good for the caterings. They don't usually do cooking down here, but they can definitely do the catering. If it's not enough, the family kitchen will also provide some kind of help, but usually it won't be needed. So yeah, that's the end for my presentation. Thank you.